Today we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to live in your own truth and to really just live in full alignment with who you really are. And I'm just going to share a little bit here as a side note. It's December 7th. I'm in Florida. Just hopped in the pool. Pool's a little chilly, but I don't mind. Anyways, what is owning your truth? What is living your authentic life? What is owning your authentic self, knowing who you are? Like, what does all that mean? And really, I feel like one of the big foundational what is the word for it? Definitions. One of the big definitions is when you are operating from your own inner knowing versus operating from things that are in your external societal pressures, other people's maps of the world, other people's expectations, societal expectations, etc. And I have a podcast episode for the Life Adventurist Podcast coming out on this in 2023, early 2023. So I'm going to go a lot more into depth into this, but like, how do you know when you're not living the highest version of yourself and owning your truth? I'd say one of the biggest clues is that you do a lot of different people-pleasing techniques. And this is something that I have noticed as I've been going on this journey of learning who I am and self-discovery and self-growth and really like digging in and looking at things from a neutral perspective and from the perspective of wanting to grow from like a soul growth perspective and wanting to be fully in alignment with who I am and not from an ego perspective. And what I mean by this is based on my past experiences looking back, an ego perspective was exactly what that definition was. Like, I wanted to have certain titles and a certain amount of boxes checked so that people knew that I was worthy, that I had a lot to offer, so they placed more value on me. I really liked a lot of the accolades and I loved a lot of that. And like, don't get me wrong, I still will enjoy a good accolade, but it's like, I don't want to chase those things anymore. Because I feel like when I look back at my journey, I've always lived different parts of my life, like outside the box and pushing the edges and really doing things differently than a lot of people. But at the same time, there are aspects of my life that I definitely was living out of alignment and not as my true authentic self. Now, here's the other thing is I feel like what happens is we go through our life and there are moments where we feel like we are in alignment with what we're doing because we haven't learned certain lessons that have unlocked certain things yet. So as we continue to grow and learn, we realize and we can look back and be like, wow, okay, there was a whole nother level to that I wasn't even aware of, that was keeping me stuck, but I wasn't aware of it. And I understand that you may be listening to this and you may feel like you've got it, like you know what you're doing, but also understand and know that just like, I believe it's David Hawkins talks about, if it's not him, I don't know why I'm not remembering right now, but anyways, there's levels of consciousness that we go through, and as we go through these different levels of consciousness, like each level that we go into opens up a whole new perspective of reality to us. And it's just like based on our beliefs and our map on the world, there are certain things that exist in your current life that are based on your beliefs and your map of the world. So if you change your beliefs and your map of the world, then you will have a different outcome in your life. And here's a perfect example. Like, I'm in a pool in December on a Wednesday on a work day. And a lot of people may say, oh my gosh, one of two things. You either go the way that like, oh my God, I would never be able to do that. And the universe goes, okay, your wish is my command. Or, wow, I really want to do that. Like, I want that to be my reality. I want to be able to have the ability and the freedom, both mentally and in my physical environment, to be able to do the things that make me happy, and doesn't matter what day it is or what time of day it is or anything like that. Like, we all have choices, which actually, coincidentally, today on the Holistic Life Podcast, Jay and I talk about the power of choice, and the name of the podcast episode is called Choose Wisely, and we talk a lot about that in there. So if you want to hear that perspective, go on the Holistic Life and listen to Choose Wisely episode. But anyways, I mean, it's all in how we look at things. So I said that one of the ways we know we're out of alignment is by people pleasing. So a lot of the things that I've done in my life have been to please others. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I don't want to come across in a business situation as difficult. I want to be easy. I want to go with the flow. I want things to have a certain like level of homeostasis, because if they go out of homeostasis, then I'm like, put it back. And even with that, like, it's kind of like what I'm coming to learn and realize is at what cost? Yeah, I want things to be in homeostasis, but this person literally just took advantage of me, or just talked to me in a way, or just manipulated me, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm happy-go-lucky, and I want this to be okay. Like, eventually resentment builds up, and eventually, shit hits the fan. Maybe you start overeating, or maybe you pick up another vice or something. So some of the ways that we can start to get in more alignment, and one of the foundational ways, is really getting into your values. And you've probably done value work before, but like, have you done it like now with this new focus in mind of, okay, you know what? I want to like really step into full alignment of who I am. I want to own my truth. I want to be my authentic self. I want to understand who I am at a soul level, and not necessarily what I've learned to be my whole life, or this portion of my life. And it's really evaluating your values and revisiting them, and then seeing like, where are your values in or out of alignment with the way that you're currently living your life. For me, my absolute number one value is freedom. So you see that through my life. And for me, when I make decisions about how I want to show up from a work perspective, or how much I want to work, or whatever it is, like, that is my focus. Like, there's a certain amount of freedom, free time, freedom in my brain from an internal, emotional, energetic, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic standpoint, that I want to be free, as well as in my physical world I want to be free. And that's how I make my decisions. My decisions are based on that. So what are your values, and how can you make your decisions based on that? And of course, there's a lot of other things as well, but that's a good start, especially as we're winding down this year and going into a new year. Know that if you're watching this or listening to this at another time frame, it doesn't really matter. Like, it could be the middle of March going into April. Like, it doesn't matter what the time is. We put a lot of emphasis on, oh my God, it's the end of the year and I'm going into a new year. I mean, it's always a great time to reevaluate what it is that you're doing. And actually, let me mention this. So in the Levolutionary Circle, we're going to be doing a 90-minute workshop for all of the members in there on like setting up your realigned life blueprint for 2023. So we're going to really be going into the 8 dimensions of your life, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, career. Jay, what are the other ones? Oh, he's not in there. Career, I think fun, quality of life, relational, social. But you get the point. Like, we're going in all aspects of your life, of you as like a whole human, and we're going to be like really just looking at things a little bit differently. Like, how can you look at the months to come and the year and years to come in a different way, and especially a way that aligns with your values. Look at him. He's coming to say hi. All right. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. We definitely want to get you into the Levolutionary Circle before that happens. I think that's going to happen next Monday, the 12th. So if you want to hop in, let me know. It's only $40 a month, so it's really a very low investment for you to be around a lot of people who are doing the journey of self-growth and self-discovery, who want to shed this outdated thinking and release these outdated thoughts, and who want to really live a life filled with freedom, fun, and fulfillment. All right. Thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Like, what do you think goes into living an authentic life? What do you think goes into owning your truth? What do you feel like the principles are? Do you feel like you're owning your truth? Do you feel like you're living an authentic life? I'd love to hear. You can shoot me a private message, or you can put it in the comments below. All right. See ya.